I've been having more requests for Tales from the Vault of Hancock County, and boy, do I have a story for you. Ever heard of the youngest bride in America? It happened in Hancock County. Now, a disclaimer on this video. Everything that I have reported, I researched. This is not from me. This is things that I have found online. Newspaper articles and things. This is where I got this. So, that's my disclaimer. Anything wrong in this? I'm just citing what I found online. Boy, is this one a biggie. I have heard this story all of my life, and I thought I would do some research on it, and boy, did I go down a rabbit's hole. So, as I stated, the youngest bride in America was in my hometown of Hancock County, Tennessee. So, are you ready for this one? Because like I said, it is a doozy. I've got it written down. So, let's get into this. It's actually rather sad. So, here we go. The marriage of 24-year-old tobacco farmer Charlie Johns and his 9-year-old neighbor Eunice Winstead took place in Hancock County, Tennessee on January the 19th, 1937. Told ya, it's a big one. 9 years old. The event received national attention after Life magazine published an article about the marriage the following month. Okay, here's where it gets sad. Like I said, this is a rabbit hole. On the day of their marriage, Eunice told her dad that she was going up to her married sister's house to get a doll she had left that Charlie had given her the previous Christmas. Instead, she met up with Charlie and they walked several miles to ask a Reverend Walter Lamb to perform the marriage. Johns offered Lamb $1, equivalent to around $21 today, to marry them. Johns falsified Winstead's age in order to obtain their marriage license, referring to Eunice as 18 instead of 9 years old. Tell me how that worked. How you can pass a 9-year-old as an 18-year-old is beyond me, but it's what happened. After the ceremony was completed, Eunice stopped by her sister's to pick up the doll. Then she went home. In response to Johns and Winstead's marriage, the state of Tennessee introduced a law setting the minimum age of marriage at 16 years of age. Up until then, there had been no minimum age. Other states included Minnesota, Rhode Island, and Washington, D.C. introduced similar laws. At the time of their marriage, the state of Tennessee had no minimum age for marriage. Winstead's mother had married at the age of 16, and her sister, Anna, at the age of 13. Though the mothers of Johns and Winstead believed that Eunice was too young to marry, they ultimately decided to approve of the matrimony. Johns and Winstead's marriage was discovered by the press approximately 10 days after the wedding. It was then widely covered by American newspapers and magazines. The union was reported by the Times, Life magazine, and along with the New York Times. A 1937 piece published by Life about the case displayed a picture of Winstead and Johns at their home in Sneedville, Tennessee. In a news article published that year, the Knoxville Journal reported that the Winstead family seems complacent over the future of the 9-year-old bride because Charlie, the bridegroom, owns 50 acres of mountain land, several mules, and he's a good farmer. Wow, Eunice's then 33-year-old mom defended the marriage despite public condemnation from the community. The Bible says not to disturb those peacefully getting along, and I don't believe in going against the Bible. Eunice's mother firmly declared to the Milwaukee Sentinel, if they love one another, then getting married is the thing to do. Another one of her daughters married at 13. Charlie is a good boy, Mrs. Winstead said to the newspaper, reportedly beaming with pride. He's a hard worker. He bought 40 acres a few days ago so they could have a home. Of course, understand, I haven't brought my children up to marry what men has got, but to marry for love. When word of the shocking marriage quickly spread, it sparked outrage nationwide. When newspapers splashed the headline-grabbing story with pictures of the lanky farmer and his flaxen-haired child bride, the newlyweds retreated into seclusion. Another article in the Newsweek portrayed Winstead sitting on John's knees. One journalist recounted seeing Eunice and Charlie together during an interview. Eunice, visibly still a child, spending her time playing with her baby sister and her pet white rabbit. She wore 3 rings on her red fingers as well. I love Charlie, was all she said when journalists inquired about her feelings toward the marriage. It was then revealed that Charlie had bought his wife a nice big doll for Christmas, before backpedaling and saying Eunice only played with it a few times. Eunice is interested in sewing, and she is smart as can be about cooking. Reactions of the marriage triggered a change to the law, forbidding marriage of individuals under age of 16, even if they have parental consent. It provided exemptions in cases such as pregnancy. Eunice dropped out of school in 1937. She attended school for 2 days. Eunice's teacher, Wade Ferguson, after soundly switching her for jumping around and general mischievous. Her husband, Johns, disagreed with the punishment, saying that the teacher couldn't whip another man's wife. And the teacher replied, if another man sends his wife to my class, yes, I can. Charlie told the Daily Illinois, she ain't going to no school as long as I have a say about it. What Ferguson had to contend with was revealed by Eunice's father-in-law, Nick Johns, who turned up in Treadway inquiring about the possibility of an annulment. He snorted, she can't learn nothing in school, and she can't learn nothing at home. I tried to learn her at home, but she don't even know her ABCs. She can't count to 25, and she don't know the day of the week. Another state law was changed due to this marriage to reflect that married children are exempt from compulsory education. As of 1938, the couple still lived with John's parents. They slept together in the same room. Court Clerk Will Key from across the state in Madison County stated, I wouldn't issue a marriage license to a 9-year-old child if both parents were alone. They would have had to have had a court order to make me issue a license. In December 1942, at the age of 15, Winstead gave birth to the couple's first child. Together, they had 9 children, 3 girls and 6 boys, with a 19-year age gap between the youngest and the oldest. Sadly, their youngest daughter passed away from pneumonia at 20 months of age, just 1 week shy of their 25th anniversary. Meanwhile, offers for Eunice and Charlie to appear in both vaudeville and movies poured in. Some were as much as $500, approximately $9,000 today. But they were nearly all turned down. They did appear on stage for the first time on October the 30th, 1937, as part of a show in Kingsport, Tennessee. After the couple were introduced by the announcer, they stood silently on the stage for 2 minutes. They made a total of 6 appearances that day. There was talk of a traveling show, but that never materialized. The couple once again made headlines in September 1960 after their oldest daughter, Evelyn, 17 years old, eloped with her boyfriend, 20-year-old John Henry Antrican. The couple had been dating for about 1 year, but Charlie never approved of the relationship. On the day of the wedding, Charlie had Antrican arrested and charged with abduction. He was released on a $1,000 bond. The next day, John Henry and his mother were arrested and charged with falsifying Evelyn's age at 21 when they obtained their marriage license. John Henry told the press that Charlie did not approve of the marriage because he wanted Evelyn to marry another boy who was better off financially. Luckily, Charlie dropped all charges, and Evelyn and John Henry remained married until Evelyn's passing 46 years later. In their marriage, Charlie and Eunice, their marriage inspired the 1938 film Child Bride. I gotta stand up. Johns avoided media attention, accusing reporters of making things up, and he disallowed any photographs to be taken of his wife and children. 20 years after the marriage took place, Eunice and her husband Charlie did an interview with the Spokesman Review in 1957. She was 29 years old, still married to Charlie, and together they had 7 children, the oldest a 14-year-old and the youngest a 3-month-old son. Together they lived in a neat white A-frame cottage and lived a comfortable life thanks to Charlie's inherited 150-acre farm, parts of the land that he went on to sell to mineral mining companies. After selling off the mineral rights to the zinc company for $75 an acre, the couple was financially set for the rest of their lives. When interviewed in 1976, Eunice said she had no regrets over marrying so young, but when asked about the worst part of doing so, she said that it had brought an end to her education. After all of the criticism from the naysayers faded away, the couple had a successful marriage that lasted 60 years. Charlie passed away in 1997 at the age of 84. Eunice would live another 9 years without her husband. By then, a great-grandmother, she passed away August the 29th, 2006, less than a month shy of her 79th birthday. So, that's the story. I'm trying to make sure that I didn't leave anything out. But that is the story of the youngest bride in America. And I'm going to include some photos. I come across some photos of them, and I'm going to include them in this video. Wow. Told you. It was a rabbit hole. she was basically a baby. She was 9 years old. He was 24. Old enough just about to be her. 15-year-old boys have kids, And, they stayed married for 60 years. They, I don't know. I may have seen them in passing when I lived over there. I don't know. But I don't remember them. But what is your opinion of this? She lied to her dad and said she was going to her sister's to get her doll. Tell me, who come up with that? Do you think she was old enough to come up with that? I don't think so. No. She didn't have the maturity to have thought that out. She was told. She had to have been told what to say. So, they walked off together. Miles met up with the preacher, paid him some money, got married. He lied. He said she was 18. I'm going to show you pictures of her. Tell me how she passed as an 18-year-old. There's pictures in this of her sitting there married with a baby doll, holding a baby doll. This just blew my mind. Of all the things to have happened, it's not a laughing matter, but it's so ridiculous. I guess the good thing is that they lasted for 60 years. But for her to say at the age of 9, she loved Charlie. She loved her baby dolls. She loved her baby sister. She loved going out and playing. She loved those. She didn't know what love was. It just blows my mind. It makes me think, what if some 24-year-old man had attempted to do that with my daughter when she was 9 years old? They would come to do interviews and she would be playing. I've got quite a few pictures, like I said, I'm going to include in this video. But I want you guys to comment down below and tell me what your thoughts are on this. This one disturbed me. It really disturbed me. Of all the things that have happened in my hometown. There's been some humdingers that had happened in my hometown, but this one cut the cake. So, comment down below. Tell me your opinions of this. And look it up. Look up 9-year-old bride. Her name is Eunice Winstead. But go ahead and look this up. All right, like I said, Tales from the Vault. I hope you guys liked this video. I'll try not to wait too long the next time to post another one. I've been kind of busy trying to get some things done around here, so I'll try not to wait too long. So, like I said, don't forget to comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Until next time, don't forget to like, to subscribe, to hit that notification button, and to share this video. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye.